Forests are susceptible to a number of risks, including wildfire, wind, insects, disease, and non-native invasive plants. Forest management techniques can be used to reduce the amount of risk associated with managing a forest. A wildfire is any unplanned fire that spreads uncontrollably across a landscape or stand. Wildfires may result from natural occurrences or as a result of human action. Lightning ignites wildfires every year and is the most common ignition source in the western United States. Most wildfires in the South, however, are a result of human action, either intentional or accidental. In times of drought, wildfires are particularly challenging. How rapidly a fire spreads through a forest is influenced by how much fuel, accumulated leaves, needles, and woody material is on the ground, as well as weather conditions. Forest management techniques like thinning can help reduce the fuel load in a forest stand and reduce the intensity of a wildfire. Fire breaks constructed and maintained along roadways and throughout the stand will reduce the likelihood of a wildfire in the stand or help slow the rate of spread. Insects and diseases can wreak havoc on a forest. While both insects and pathogens, such as fungi and bacteria, naturally occur even in a healthy forest, active management can mitigate the impact of forest pests. Tree mortality may occur because of the presence of insects and diseases. Culling occurs when the wood is made unusable for certain products by forest pests. Integrated pest management is a planned approach to prevent and avoid forest pests. It's easier and more economical if landowners can avoid pest problems by maintaining a healthy, vigorous forest. Root rot, little leaf disease, and loblolly pine decline are all types of root diseases. Fomies or anosum root rot can attack, infect, and decay large root systems. Root rot is the most severe in sandy, well-drained soils and can be avoided by thinning trees in summer months in highly susceptible stands. Little leaf disease is caused by a root pathogen that infects and kills the tree's fine feeder roots. It's severe in areas with poorly drained, wet soils with a heavy clay subsoil, limited aeration, and low fertility. Loblolly pine decline is caused by a number of stresses that combine and result in the decline and mortality of loblolly pines. Symptoms include thinning crowns, annual growth reduction, and scattered mortality throughout the stand. Needle disease occurs when fungi infect pine tree foliage, and it's detrimental to the tree and stand's health. Hardwood diseases include stem cankers, foliage disease, and decay. Stem cankers are diseases of the bark that result in cankers or lesions on twigs, branches, or the tree's main bole. Decay is mostly caused by fungi that feed on dead woody material often found on fire-scarred or injured trees. There are 6 main types of insects that are hazardous to conifers. The southern pine beetle is an insect smaller than a grain of rice, known as the most destructive forest pest in the southern United States. The beetle attacks and kills pine species, favoring overstocked, slow-growing, or stressed tree stands. The black turpentine beetle prefers fire-scarred or injured trees and tends to be in the lower 6 to 8 feet of the tree, while this Ips engraver beetle is typically found in the top portion of the tree. Symptoms include pitch tubes, boring dust, and foliage discoloration. Pine tip moths feed on pine needles and the buds or shoots of a tree when they're in the larval stage. This feeding kills the tree top and is problematic in young stands of pine aging 1 to 4 years old. Paleys and pitch-eating weevils are 2 species of reproduction weevils most often found on newly planted pine seedlings that were established in recently cut-over pine forests. Reproduction weevils are best prevented by adjusting planting time based on harvest completion date. Conifer sawflies at the larval stage can defoliate southern yellow pines. Heavy defoliation makes the pine tree vulnerable and may predispose trees to other forest pests. Defoliators are insects that destroy the foliage on hardwoods, reducing the leaf area for plant photosynthesis and stunting growth. Insect borers are pests that bore into stems, branches, or the main bole of hardwood trees. Abiotic disorders are physical problems that are caused by a great variation in temperature, moisture, and nutritional requirements of the trees. Non-native invasive plants can impact Alabama's forest in a number of ways. Invasive plants can alter water flow and nutrient cycling, inhibit natural and artificial regeneration, reduce tree volume growth, increase intermediate stand treatment and costs, and change prescribed burning objectives. A plan for containing and controlling non-native species infestation should be established as part of forest management plans.